NFL free agency day one was a bit underwhelming, but there are definitely some moves we need to talk about, especially as it relates to fantasy football. Now, really quick, before we get into that, if you did not see the video that I dropped today, you should go check out because it's top 24 fantasy players for 2023, my 24 best players going into the next season. I had a big announcement in there, and the big announcement is we have collaborating with Block Fantasy, Fantasy Stock Exchange, and Dynastyland Football to bring the first ever YouTube creator collaboration. And this is going to be an awesome spot. You're going to definitely want to be there. Go to flockfantasy.com/endgame. You'll get access to things like rankings. We have Dynasty Superflex, Dynasty 1 QB. We have best ball rankings. Obviously, as we get closer to the season, we will do redraft rankings. And the great thing is you don't get just our rankings, but you get the rankings from all the creators. Plus, you get articles from all the creators, myself included, Pierre as well. You get bonus content from us, bonus videos from us. We'll be doing bonus live streams, draft guides. We have a ton of cool stuff planned for this site. And you go to flockfantasy.com/endgame. Link is also down in the description. You'll get 30% off any subscription. That is a massive savings. And even if you're not sure you want to buy, you can sign up flockfantasy.com/endgame. Name, email, password, and you're in. You don't need any payment information. You don't need to put your credit card information in. You can check it out for 2 days, see how you like it, be a part of this collaboration. It's going to take over. It's going to change the game. First ever YouTube creator collaboration of Fantasy Football Minds. We got great creators in here. You get access to Pierre and I, plus all the other guys. So check it out. flockfantasy.com/endgame. Link also down in the description. All right. Let's get into the free agency news. Wasn't a huge day. I'm going to quickly kind of go over the important things, and then I'll spend some time at the end answering any questions you have. So if you got any questions, drop them in the chat, and I'll get to those at the end. And let's start with some news that wasn't really news. Aaron Rodgers still in the dark, I guess. He hasn't decided what he's going to do yet. Kind of holding the Jets hostage here. We heard kind of reports, the trade has happened. And remember, and Garrett Wilson was all excited, tweeting out like, oh, I can enjoy my vacation now. And then, nope, not official. Garrett Wilson, like the rest of us, got bamboozled. Who knows what Aaron Rodgers is going to do? It sounds like he's leaning towards the Jets, but at this point, Aaron Rodgers could do anything. The guy is a total wild card. But for the Jets, it's pretty much Aaron Rodgers or bust, because as we'll talk about in a little bit later, there's not a lot left in the free agency market at quarterback. So if he doesn't go to the Jets, going to have to really drop Garrett Wilson in our ranks. But as of right now, I think it's still going to happen. So, but we shall see. And then another big thing kind of came out of nowhere that didn't really necessarily happen, but apparently Austin Eckler has been trying to work on an extension with the Chargers, and the talks have stalled. And now he's asked them if he can go out and seek a trade. He wants to get paid. I don't blame him. He's been awesome the last 2 years. I think he's going to be 28 this year. This is probably his last chance to really get paid. This could be huge ramifications here if he actually does get traded, depending on where he goes. Could have a massive shift in his value in fantasy. Right now being treated, for me, he's a top 2 running back at the moment, but if he gets traded and the situation isn't as good, might have to drop him down the ranks. Also, might open the door for Bijan Robinson to the Chargers. It would make Bijan Robinson an absolute top 3 fantasy running back. But stay tuned on that one. Nothing official yet. Now let's get to some stuff that actually did happen. And I want to go to this trade, even though this technically didn't happen during free agency. I do want to talk about this trade the Bears made. Bears are absolutely smashing free agency so far. Somebody might have talked about that the Bears could be this year's Eagles. I'm not sure who. I think he got laughed at a couple times, but it's starting to happen. This trade with the Panthers, trading the number 1 pick down to number 9, also getting pick 61, a future first, but also getting DJ Moore, setting the Bears up very nicely going into the season. Now Justin Fields has a true weapon in DJ Moore. Today, they bolstered the defense with Tremaine Edmonds. Like that for him, and some other pieces as well. Also boosted that offensive line. I think they do it more, and they still have the number 9 pick in the draft. Don't sleep on the Bears going into the next season. They could be significantly better. I think they will. And Justin Fields is inching closer and closer to being in my upper tier of elite fantasy QBs with Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen. If they improve that offensive line even more and add another really good pass catcher, he's going to be there for me. And then another trade that I guess technically wasn't free agency, but the Dolphins did land Jalen Ramsey, which is big. The Dolphins have made some major improvements today on that defense. I think they're going to have a very good defense next year, which could be very good for that team. That was where they struggled last year. Rams need to create cap space. Probably not win now this year, so kind of made sense. I feel like the Dolphins got the better of this trade, but, kind of does make sense. So now let's get some of the free agent signings that actually do matter for fantasy. And I guess the biggest one today was Jimmy G to the Raiders. How do we feel about Jimmy G to the Raiders? And look, when we ask that question, we're asking about Davante Adams, right? Let's be real. We don't care about, Hunter Renfrow, whatever. Matt Collins, come on. Darren Waller, I guess it's okay for him. It doesn't really move the needle for me for Darren Waller. I think Josh Jacobs should be fine. Should continue to be a workhorse here. How does it affect Davante Adams? I think we have to drop Davante Adams a little bit. I think Jimmy G is okay for him. I don't think it's great for him necessarily. We know Jimmy G, when it comes to the deep ball, not really his strength. But I think Davante Adams will still get peppered with targets, still see a massive target share. I think right now, I had him ranked, if you do go check out the top 24, I had him ranked, I think, 13th. I may drop him down a little bit more around where I had Garrett Wilson, I think around 15 or 16, if I remember. So not the best QB for Davante Adams, but not the worst. We'll see what the Raiders do in the draft. Maybe they're planning on drafting Anthony Richardson, have Jimmy G kind of start this year, and then hope Richardson is ready to go next year. And then another quarterback. I know this one happened, a couple days ago, but technically officially today, Derek Carr did become the QB for the Saints. I like this a lot for Chris Olave because we saw last year with Adams. Look, if you've watched our channel for any amount of time, you know how I feel about Derek Carr. Not one of my favorite quarterbacks, okay? But he'll target Chris Olave a bunch. He can chuck the deep ball. He can get it done. I like Chris Olave. If you watch that video, I got him in the top 24. I won't spoil where, but I got him in the top 24. So I do like this move for Chris Olave. Not sure what's going to happen with Michael Thomas. Talked about he may be back. They may restructure him. We'll see. Rashid Shaheed, definitely a sleeper in your deeper dynasty leagues, maybe even your deeper best ball leagues as well. And then also Jameis Winston did sign with the Saints to, I guess, be Derek Carr's backup. I would have liked to see Jameis Winston maybe go back to the Bucs or really somewhere, because one thing about Jameis Winston, he'll sling it, and that would help for fantasy, but looks like he's going to be Derek Carr's backup. And then I think the last one for today, the biggest news of the day, Sam Darnold on the 49ers. Sam Darnold on the 49ers. There's got to be depth, right? Got to be depth. I mean, even if they're worried about Brock Purdy, they're not going to start Sam Darnold over Trey Lance, right? Like, they can't do that. I think there's got to be for depth. I think after last season, they're like, we just give us all the quarterbacks. Just give us all of them. Because, they were so snake bit at the position last year. But Sam Darnold on the 49ers reunited with Christian McCaffrey, and I guess it feels so good. And there were some key defensive moves today. The Eagles lost some key players. Like I said, the Bears did some nice things on defense. The Dolphins did some nice things on defense. The Falcons did some nice things on defense. Oh, I also want to mention the Broncos. Are we going to get sucked back into the Broncos? The Broncos did a great job improving that offensive line today, and there's talk that they're not actively trying to trade the wide receivers, but their phones are open and they'll listen if somebody makes them an offer. So we could see Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, or KJ Hamler, or multiple of those guys on the move. So stay tuned for that. But I think that's all the major ones I got. So let's jump into some of these questions here and see what you guys got. Let me stop the share. There we go. All right, let's get to some of these questions now and see what's going on. So we got a prediction here. We got a prediction Eckler to Green Bay. That would be interesting. I think we definitely have to lower Eckler's value if he went to Green Bay. That three-headed monster it would be. All right. So Nate, what is up, Nate? Good to see you. Still up, burning that midnight, because I know it's like midnight where you're at, so that's pretty good that you're still up. Who is going to be for the Jets? QB for the Jets, and why is it Carson Wentz? You know what's funny? When we did a video not too long ago, we were hyping up, I think it was our wide receiver rankings, and we had Garrett Wilson at 9. And I said, unless they do something crazy like bringing Carson Wentz, it's getting more possible, right? Like if Aaron Rodgers says, you know what, I'm retiring, whatever, my soul, my heart, my mind, whatever, the darkness told me to retire. Yeah, man, because there's not a lot left, right? What are we looking at? We got like Jacoby Brissett, Andy Dalton, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan. I mean, there's not a lot left out there if you need a quarterback in free agency. So, yeah, definitely not looking good. What's up, Dynasty Land Football? I don't know who I'm supposed to be talking him up, but okay. I hope I talked him up, whoever it was. All right, JC, what's up? Depending on Tua's health, if Tua's healthy, do you believe the Dolphins have a top 5 defense in fantasy? I don't know if they're quite top 5 yet. But the thing about defense in fantasy is it's a lot of it really comes down to touchdowns, which are kind of fluky. Like when you look at the top defenses in fantasy, a lot of times they score a lot of touchdowns. But they definitely have that defense. I mean, it could be legit next year. Like they've got a pass rush, Jalen Ramsey, they got a secondary. I mean, I could see it, right? Defense is so volatile. I could definitely see it. Yeah. And Nate on the Tua train saying Tua will be getting MVP votes. Wouldn't surprise me. If he stays healthy all year, that the Dolphins could be a legit, 11, 12 win team. Okay, I did see this paper. What's up? I did see this. Like, I guess his brother, right? James Cook. Did James Cook? Is that who tweeted it out? Was it James Cook tweeted it out? Like Dalvin Cook, Bills. But look, as we saw with the Aaron Rodgers thing today, I've just learned if it's not Schefter or Ian Rappaport or Polisario or one of these big time people in the biz, I just tend to ignore it because we hear these things all the time and nothing comes of it. And yeah, I don't. This doesn't really make sense to me. If you're the Bills, you already have Singletary. Although maybe he's not under contract. I don't know. Maybe they want to bring the Cook brothers together. It would definitely be fun, right, to have the Cook brothers there in Buffalo. It would certainly be fun. But yeah, we'll see if anything comes with that. Okay, Justin Fields. Yeah, I'm all in on Justin Fields this year for sure. Justin Fields right now, I've got him QB5 behind Joe Burrow. But like I said, if they continue to improve that O-line and they bring in. I mean, let's not forget they have Darnell Mooney and Chase Claypool and now DJ Moore. They might already have it, and Cole Kmet. They might already have enough weapons for him. So, yeah. Oh, this is a good question. What wide receivers? Oh, man. We didn't talk about this. Wide receivers. I mean, we knew it was a bad free agent wide receiver class, but not even like a rumor. Not even, like a nothing. At least we got, we did get Matt Breida re-signed with the Giants. I didn't mention that, but for those of you in deep leagues, need a handcuff for Saquon Barkley, or just if you're thinking about handcuffs next year, Matt Breida did re-sign with the Giants, but we haven't heard a sniff of any wide receiver signing anywhere. Like not even like a hint, like, ooh, maybe there's some interest. Nothing. I mean, I know it's bad, but man, it's really bad. I don't know if any wide receiver is going to sign in Dallas. I think if anything, they draft a wide receiver. But look, I've been high on Michael Gallup this offseason just because I feel like he's so undervalued right now. He's under contract. They signed him after he tore his ACL to an extension. So I think a healthy Gallup with CeeDee Lamb there, I think that might be all they have, honestly. Oh, yeah. I forgot this one, too. Mike White in Miami, backing up Tua for whatever that matters. Jonnu Smith. No. He's look, I get why Atlanta did this because he's a very good blocker, but he's not going to run many routes. He's not going to catch a lot of passes. This is Jonnu Smith ever happening in fantasy is probably over at this point. Those days are over. I just don't see it. What's up, Co Blue? Does the lack of running back signings today concern you a bit? No, even go back like last year, it's very rare that you get big running back signings early in free agency. Teams just don't value running backs that highly anymore, and they want to address other areas of needs, like we saw today with defense, offensive line, things that move the needle a little bit more in the NFL. Wide receivers, yeah, we knew it was a bad wide receiver class, but man, this is really bad. Usually we see some wide receivers going, but this is terrible. But we'll start to see running backs go, here in the next few days once all the big time, defensive guys and offensive linemen are gone. We'll see the running backs starting to get signed. Nate, Let's see. So never seen so many running backs potential on the move. That is true. With such a flooded market, are we worried about teams being able to sign high-end backers for cheap in a way that will devalue? I mean, yeah, we've already seen it, and I think there's a couple things at play here. Like, number one, like you said, it's a deep running back free agency class, so there's no rush to really go out and sign these guys. There's a lot of guys available, but also this is a deep running back rookie class. So I'm sure a lot of these teams are like, well, maybe we can get one of these guys in the draft and just get him on a rookie contract and save money. So we'll see. We'll see the running backs start to go. Like, if you look last year, I think we had like one or two signings early in the free agency, and then it took a while, and then they started to go. It's just kind of how the position is. Wide receiver, I'm definitely worried about. It might be a while before we see somebody sign there. D-Hop is definitely one that's been. I could see D-Hop to the Cowboys. Definitely, I could see Jerry Jones just being like, "Let's go all in with D-Hop." Odell, another one people have been kind of speculating on, but we'll see. But I still think Gallup. Now 2 years removed from ACL, that's usually when we see guys back to 100% health. I think we see a nice Gallup year this year, and getting them in like the double-digit rounds of almost every draft. So definitely. Like, yeah. Did you see? Yeah, Dallas should have made that cap space earlier and kept Cooper. Exactly. And did you see that there was a report today where I think it was Jerry Jones? Was it Jerry Jones said his biggest regret was letting Cedric Wilson leave? It was like not keeping Cedric Wilson. I'm like, it wasn't Cooper. It was Cedric Wilson. Really? Like, you could have had CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper right now, and your biggest regret was Cedric Wilson. But okay, whatever. That's Jerry Jones for you, I guess. That's Jerry Jones for you. So anyways, yeah, day one was not a fantastic day as far as it wasn't quite just defensive free agent day today, but there's a lot of defense. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get some more news. Maybe Aaron Rodgers will come out of the dark and give us an answer. Who knows? But yeah, hopefully some more exciting news today. I'll do this again tomorrow night. Hopefully we have more to talk about. Yeah, Jacoby Myers is the one. I feel like he'll have the most interest. I think he'll be the first wide receiver to sign. I'm very interested to see where he goes as well. I like him. Definitely like him. I don't know if Jimmy G screws Adams, but I think it certainly lessens his upside. I think he'll still, like I said, I think he'll still get a high volume of targets, a high target share. Jimmy G is accurate when you're talking about short, intermediate throws. Not going to get a lot of those deep throws. At least one thing about Carr, he'll chuck it. He'll throw it deep. So, anyways, Rodgers tweeted. Do we have the tweet? Do we have the Aaron Rodgers tweet? Let me see. Can I find? Let me see if I can find that. Do we have it? We have an Aaron Rodgers tweet. Do we have it somewhere? Was it this one? Is it this one right here? Let me pull it up. This one right here, Soul? What does that mean? Does Aaron Rodgers even know what that means? What does that mean? Who knows what that means? Let me know if you know what that means. What does that mean? What does that mean, Keith? What does that mean? Keith doesn't know. What does that mean? Does anybody know what that means? I don't know. I don't know if Waller will have more value than Adams. Kittle was okay. I feel like Kittle was just okay with Jimmy G. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I feel like Kittle was just okay. Yeah. Okay, so nobody knows what it means. Nobody knows what it means. What's up, Roberto? Good to see you. All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to come on here real quick. Appreciate you guys being on here. I know it's really late for some of you. Like I said, it wasn't a fantastic day one of free agency, but a long way to go here. We'll see. We'll see some moves. Don't forget flockfantasy.com/endgame. Check it out. You can check it out for free for 2 days. Try it out. Articles, videos, bonus. I already said that. Rankings for Dynasty, everything. We'll be doing live streams. We'll be We got draft guides coming. We got really cool stuff if you're a Dynasty player. I don't want to spoil it. We got some really cool stuff if you're a Dynasty player coming down the road. Check it out. You get 30% off any subscription, and you can just check it out for free for 2 days. No commitment at all. Check it out, guys. I'll be back here tomorrow night. We'll do this again. Appreciate you guys hopping on this late hour. Hopefully tomorrow's more exciting. See you tomorrow.